Okay, I'd like to call to order the Township of Lopatcong regular meeting for November 5th, 2025. Please bow your head for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided indicating the time and place of the meeting in accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 and advertising a notice in the Star Ledger and the Express Time by posting a copy on the bulletin board in the municipal building. Roll call, Beth, please.
Yes, Councilman Valcarro, Councilman Marinelli.
Here.
Councilman McQuaid.
Here.
Council President Zito.
Here.
Mayor Wright.
Here. First thing we're going to do is swear in Louis LaFord Jr. as lieutenant for the police department.
Do you want me to summarize the executive first?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, one second. Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. So the Township Council met in executive session where it discussed the following privileged matters: personnel, DPW interviews, attorney-client privilege, PVA grievance, attorney-client privilege, lawsuit update 110 South 6th Street, and contractual LAA contract. Minutes from the executive session will be released at such time as the council deems no public harm will come from it and no official action was taken. We do need a motion to deny the PVA grievance as discussed in executive.
I'll make that motion. Second. Second. All in favor? Or do you want to roll call
I'll
vote?
roll call that.
All right.
Councilman Marinelli.
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid.
Yes.
Council President Zito.
Yes.
Mayor Wright.
Yes. All right. Now we're going to swear in Louis LaFord, lieutenant.
You're gonna raise your right hand. Okay. There's a wife here too. Can he go? Yeah, I want you to be able to see this. Okay. I, Louis LaFord Jr.,
I, Louis LaFord Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of lieutenant
all the duties of lieutenant
of the police department
of the police department
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe. Thank you, Lou. Congratulations. Okay, we got a presentation by Lopatcong School District Superintendent, is he?
Just give me a moment, I have to get our projector started, I apologize. Okay, so first, hello, I'm Israel Marmoletos. I'm the superintendent of Lopatcong Township School District. I've been there for, it's going on to the middle of my third year now. Wonderful school district. So I'm here to present just some information on the district, just to share with the community where we are and what we're doing as a district for the community and for our kids. Okay, so here we have our mission and vision statement. I'm not going to sit here and read you the whole thing, but in essence, we want our students, when they leave our building, when they go on to high school, we want them to be productive members of society. We want them to appreciate diversity and really be heavy critical thinkers in everything that they do. Fact check things. Make sure that when you go into something, you know exactly what you're doing, because what every parent wants for their child is when they're no longer here, we want them to be self-sufficient, to be able to support themselves. And that's what we want for our kids, for them to live a very fruitful and successful life, however you measure that success. So the reason I'm here today is for several reasons. One, it's part of our board goal. It's also part of our district goals. One of our board goals is to develop and implement plans to increase the community involvement. So you guys are aware of what's going on in the district, so you can be a partner with us in the district as we make decisions and move forward. That's also one of my goals, to increase community awareness, participation. We want parents, we want the community to come out to our principal forums, superintendent forums, to be involved in our parental advisory committee groups, because we do have 2 of them. So it's important for the public to be a part of that, because it's not my school, it's not the Board of Ed school, it's the township school. So the decisions we make impact everyone, so we certainly want everyone to be a part of that as we move forward. So right now, I'm going to give you a little bit about our students. This is going to be where they are academically. Some of the information is going to be school level data. Some of it's going to be district level data. And in the bar graph I'm showing you, it also tells you where the state is at as well. So it gives you a nice broad picture of where we are in comparison to the state as well. Some things to consider when you're looking at this graph. The first thing is we're not a big district. We only have about 740 to 750 students. If you look at each grade level, we're anywhere from 90 to 66 students. So if you have 5 or 6 students do exceptionally well, that moves the percentages a nice amount. Same thing if they don't do so well, those percentages sway very easily because we're so small. Would it be the same thing for a district that had 2,000 kids? 5 kids don't do so well, that's not going to move the bar very much. The state is always the baseline. You always want to reach where the state's at, that's a given. But our target is meeting the standard. We always want to make sure that our students are where they belong in every tested grade, from 3rd all the way to 8th. And one thing to consider when you're looking at this, there are 2 measures. First is student performance. The second is student growth percentiles. That's what they use to measure the student growth, and that translates back to the teachers in terms of how they're doing as a teacher in instructing students. So here we go. And I apologize for the audience if you can't see this too well, for those at home as well. Right now we're looking at ELA and math. This is the growth, the SGP, student growth percentile. If you look where we're at right here for ELA, we're definitely not where we want to be. We want to be in that green area. That's meeting the standard. For mathematics, for grades 3 and 4, we did meet the standard. So now we just want to push that over so we're in the blue, exceeding the standard. So that's where we are for growth, grades 3 and 4. Looking at their performance, not growth, not how much they grew, but how they performed on the test itself. Certainly some work to do in ELA. We're definitely not where we want to be. And for mathematics, we did meet the mark for the state. So we met the state. We certainly want to exceed that. So there is some things that we have to look at, some work that we have to do. However, when you look at grades 5 through 8, and if you look at it on a continuum, we're laying the foundation for our 3rd graders. This is the first time they test. They've never tested before online, the way that the 4th grade, 5th grade, and all the way up into 11th grade does. But once you get to 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, you really see those numbers skyrocket. We're in the blue. We are exceeding the standard for growth in both ELA and mathematics. I don't know if you guys watch NJ.com often, but for 3 years in a row, in June, Lopatcong was named the best middle school in Warren County because of student growth. Our kids are growing phenomenally. So when you look at this chart, this is their performance. Although they're not exceeding the standard, they are meeting the state, but you can't ask too much more of our students and our teachers because their rate of growth is in that blue. They are exceeding what the state's expectation is. So that's outstanding. So outstanding job for our students and our staff. When you look at those combined for the district, for ELA, student growth, we are in the blue, so we are exceeding the standard. For mathematics, the same thing as a district. So when you combine everything together, this tells you a nice summary of how we're doing, which is excellent for the task that we have at hand. Looking at district performance in the green, we are meeting the state. That's where we want to be at minimum. We certainly want to move that over to the blue. So although we are doing well, there's always room for improvement, and that's what we look to do with all of the support clubs that we have, all the basic skills instruction programs that we have, and just our general routine of what we do with our students day in and day out. District goals and strategic goals. So right now I'm going to go over very briefly some of the things that we're doing as a district. Our first strategic goal is to promote a safe and secure learning environment. Some of the things that we've done, we've secured a school resource officer. That was last year. We have something called Stop It Report module. So if someone suspects something going on, they could go online, fill out a report, and that goes right to my cell phone, to Mr. Body's cell phone, who's the principal, to all the administrator's cell phone. That is on our website. So if you ever had a suspicion of everything, go right on our website, fill out Stop It. If it's after hours, during the day, please call the school, because we'll get that report right away. We don't have to wait for a cell phone to beep or an email to come. We also have lighting upgrades going on at the elementary school. We have revised emergency protocols for our students. Additional security cameras with AI embedded technology that tells you if it's a person or just motion, and ongoing training with staff, so that way when emergency situations arise, we're prepared and we know our students are safe. The other goal we have is expanding our enrichment opportunities for our students. There is a lot that goes on at Lopatcong. Some of the more recent ones are academic support clubs for mathematics, ELA. We just added science for this year. That's one of the means that we're going to help to increase our scores by giving students more time on task through an extended day. We're starting a chess club and a Lego club. The chess club is going to be at the middle school. The Lego club is going to be at the elementary school. So all of our students have something new to look forward to. We have Good Morning Lopatcong broadcasts going on at the elementary, a Friday broadcast at the middle school. So it's kind of like they're being news reporters. The kids really enjoy that. A lot of student leadership going on with the National Junior Honor Society and our student council. Right now, during the holidays, one of the big initiatives is just food drives. There's a lot of families in need, so they're putting, the team together to really try to fundraise as much as possible, so that way we could provide meals to families in need. Extremely important all the time, especially during the holidays. There's some clubs that really encourage healthy living, healthy lifestyles. The 599 Club is one of them. Promotes a lot of anti-tobacco, anti-smoking campaigns, anti-drug. Our drama club, over 100 students in both schools are part of the drama club. So that's one of our most attended clubs. And then we have our Panther Press, Panther Partners, a lot of things for our kids to do. So that way they're getting that very well-rounded atmosphere. They're really experiencing a lot of different things. So by the time they go to high school, they have a little bit of an idea of the path they want to choose as they move on in life. Prioritize student well-being and mental health. This is one where we did an extensive amount of work with Rutgers. We actually secured a grant with Rutgers University, and it's pretty much the comprehensive school-based mental health program. Forced us to really take a bird's eye view of everything that we have going on. We put a school mental health team together. We really look at what we do with social and emotional learning, with our response when there's a student in crisis, and that really helped to drive a lot of the things that we have going on a daily basis, like our social emotional learning. That happens frequently. There are no interruptions. Previously, if something happened and it involved the counselor would be pulled away, so SEL pretty much stopped. So we fixed that. Right now, it's teacher-led, but the counselor is the one that's really telling them how to proceed and what the topics are. So that, if there's a crisis, doesn't have to stop. the teachers can still deliver it. Once again, Stop It module, which I already spoke about. And one thing that we implemented this year at the middle school is a universal screener. That way, we're able to tell what the students are coming into us with. So if that student has a crisis, we're better armed to deal with that versus going in blind and guessing as to what works, what the issue is. That gives us a lot of information. One of our goals is to have 50% of our students complete that screener from grades 5 to 8. Elementary is a little bit too young to do that, but hopefully we get more and more students to do that. And if there's something that's going on, a crisis, as I said, we're better armed to deal with that. Technology integration, it's another one of our strategic goals, to expand our technology integration. So what we've been doing since the strategic plan started, we have some coding going on at the elementary level as well as the middle school level. Pretty much computer programming through 3D design. They're using Tinkercad, 3D printers, and there's some teacher professional development that goes on with artificial intelligence just to get them more efficient and more effective with using AI, because it is a useful tool if used the right way. And in time, we're going to transfer that to our students. As far as grade 6, we're not going to go lower than that for now. But if that happens, we do make parents aware because it is a new technology. We want parents to have a say whether their child's able to use that or not. And finally, we are partnering with Picatinny Arsenal. They're delivering state-of-the-art professional development in 3D printing for our STEAM teacher. It started in June, that went all the way to June 2026. So that's a year-long program, and she's very excited about it, and it's bringing a lot of really cool ideas and programs for our students that we're going to be able to have them engaged in. Improve our infrastructure and facilities. I don't know how many of you guys drive by the middle school or elementary school, but we have new digital signs. There was a lot of work done on the exterior of the middle school. We have a new logo. We professionally cleaned the exterior of the middle school. It had this dreary black staining that was going on. So that was phase 1. Phase 2 is going to be in June of 2026. Something we're going to have to work into our regular maintenance budget because it does come back. But it was never professionally cleaned. So I imagine we have some time before we have to do it again. We did get the middle school roof replaced. Elementary school vent unit replacement, so the air quality in the elementary school is much better. With that, we also discovered we had a little bit of a radon issue, which we mitigated within a week, which is pretty impressive. And then any other necessary repairs that come about. We did have to replace a water tank, a compression tank with that, and there's more facility upgrades to come. Some dealing with security, some dealing with just your general maintenance issues. Some of the other goals we have, these are my district goals. The one is staff professional development to support all of our learners. Whether you're a gen ed student, you have a 504, an IEP, it doesn't matter. We want teachers to be able to teach to all learning styles. So we are going to have professional development and differentiated instruction, which is already scheduled, just have to wait for it to happen. And then another professional development for teaching to all learners. That way we're hitting all learners, the learning styles. It doesn't matter if you come into class with an IEP, if you're a gen ed student, you should be able to reach all of our students. The other one is to increase community awareness and participation. That's part of what this is about. We want you to be aware, as I said. We want you to come to the superintendent forums. I'm actually posting those on the town website as well. So if folks from the community see that, they know they are invited to attend that meeting. We have parent workshops that we started this year. We're going to train the parents on our math and ELA program. We're using Sabas Learning. So I figure if the parents know what we're teaching, how we're teaching it, then we can team up together. And when they're struggling at home, parents know how to help versus kind of guessing, emailing the teacher, trying to find out what's going on. And finally, we have our parental advisory groups. We have a special education parental advisory group that meets 3 times a year. And then I have a parental advisory committee that meets 4 times a year. We talk about our Title I funding and anything going on in the school. Communication, that's a big one, because I know we send out a lot of messages, a lot of emails. We're trying to hone that in so it's more efficient and people aren't digging through 5,000 messages by the end of the year. So something we need to work on. This right here, I think, is important. It's expensive to educate a child. It is. Schools aren't cheap. Costs are going up everywhere. We have electric going up, the cost of transportation is going up. And with that, being the number one in Warren County when you look at student growth, we are still doing pretty good. That's where Lopat is. The annual average tax rate for a home in Lopatcong is $6,992, based on 2024 numbers. This is from the state website. If you look at some of the other districts comparable to us in Warren County, I mean, you have some up at $10,800. That's quite a difference. So doing what we're doing and being cost effective, I think, is important for the board, for the community. So that's something that I want folks to know. We will always try to do it at the least expensive cost without sacrificing quality and the education that we're giving our kids. So I think we're doing a fairly good job there as well. Some of the highlights that I want to point out, we have extremely active and involved parents. And there are things going on with students, parents are there. I was at Trunk or Treat, very well attended, parents were excited, and that's every event that we have. Breakfast with Santa, we're doing a dinner with Santa this year, very well attended. So we're thankful for that, because without parents participating and being involved, it's that much more difficult. So to the parents that are involved, thank you, keep up the great work. We have outstanding staff. Our test results alone indicate that. But I'm in the building every day. I see how they are with the students. I see when there are students in need, how quick they are to react. When there's a crisis, everyone's involved. So that's one thing that it's always a pleasure to be around, staff that care, staff that are vested. And we have a lot of staff members that live in Lopatcong, so they are truly vested. It's a good thing. Highest SGP in Warren County, 3 years in a row, not just 1 year, 3 years in a row. Outstanding job to all those folks involved. And once again, although the elementary scores aren't in the green or blue for ELA, and there's some work to do for math as well, I look at it as they're laying the foundation. Our kids in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th would not be able to get where they are without the work being done at the elementary school. 5th lowest average household tax in Warren County of 23 townships, and we do have a certified DOE. The folks on our board are very invested. They are very involved. They keep us active. They keep us engaged. So I only see great things coming from Lopatcong. Some of the challenges that we have, some things we have to figure out academically. We have to look at our kids' progress in the elementary, specifically grade 3 and 4, and see, okay, what can we do different? The teachers are working hard. They're doing the best that they can. So there's something that we, as a district, might be able to change to help them along the way. There are rising costs. Healthcare is going up. Electric is going up. That impacts our budget. If we left our budget alone and we face those increases, then we have to look at, okay, what do we lose? It's important to remember as well, because we try not to lose what we already have. We are looking at changing demographics. We did have a demographic study done 2 years ago. It didn't show that we're growing, but what we're seeing every day, our class numbers and size are going up. Kindergarten, we had about 4 or 5 kindergarten registrations, 2 weeks in a row. So it's something that we have to keep a very close eye on to make sure that we have enough capacity for both of our buildings. And, the question is, based on a demographic study, are we growing or not? So something we're keeping a very close eye on, and hopefully we don't see that skyrocket too soon, too fast. That is my presentation. At this time, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I don't know if I can.
Sure, you can ask. Why not?
Any questions? Yes, sir.
I do have one question. You had used a figure of $6,600 to educate a child?
No, that's the average household tax income.
Okay.
In Lopatcong, it's $6,800, $6,900.
Okay.
Not what it costs to educate a child.
Okay.
It's about
I
twice
was going to
that.
say, I think it'd be a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's a lot more. That's true. Any other questions?
Guys, anybody have anything?
No.
Thank you so much for allowing me to
Thank
do
you.
this. I appreciate that.
Always welcome.
And thank you for watching the presentation.
Thank you. All right, moving on, public comment on agenda items only. Smith?
Donna Schneider, 26 Meadowview. I just want to thank Superintendent for coming here, and it's unfortunate that there's not a certain councilman here tonight because he would hear that we are not the failing district that he has claimed it to be. We are indeed progressing and we are indeed prospering, and that we are not paying their salaries and their benefits and everything through the taxes. So, thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Bruce, you good? Nope, okay. All right, seeing none, moving on. Old business, number 1, minutes, approve executive and regular session minutes for October 7th. If anybody has any omissions or anything you want fixed, not, can I have a motion or a second?
Motion. Second.
Roll call?
Yes. Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Wright?
Yes. Resolution to award Sallyport project in the amount of $421,000 to Wallkill Group. I have a motion and a second.
Motion.
I'll second that. Roll call vote?
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Wright?
Yes. New business, number 1, best practice inventory. Have a public discussion on that. Anybody want to just tell us what that is, Beth?
Well, every year, the Division of Local Government Services puts out, they call it an inventory, it's really a survey. Some questions are scored, some are not scored, depending what information they want to gather. If you score low, it can affect your final state aid payment, which we've never had that in jeopardy. So out of a potential 43.5 available points, Lopatcong is scored a 37.5. So we're good. And some of the questions, like, they focus on different subjects year to year. This year, they did focus more on the lead paint inspections. A lot of questions on that. Last year was affordable housing. There's some there, but it just a mixture of everything. But it needs to be discussed at a public meeting. So
Okay.
here we are.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions for Kim? Yeah.
Kim, when will the report be available to the residents?
We could actually put that out there, after this meeting.
Okay, so the answers to all the questions and everything?
Yep,
Okay.
no problem. I'll have, they post it on the website.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, no action necessary. Okay, number 2, New Jersey Solutions Insurance Fund, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, New Jersey, health benefits cost to employees. Guess we're back to you on that.
Yes. I gave you 2 sheets. We're looking at this first sheet. As we know, the state health benefits, to put it mildly, it's tanking, and they're so far in debt these last several years. The increases, like this year coming up for 2026, was a 36% increase. A lot of municipalities have bailed, so the pool is smaller, so the cost is more. We were lucky though, because we went out with our experience rating, and I think the last meeting you approved joining a HIF, a health insurance fund, because of our experience rating. So on your first sheet here, the middle column, if we stayed with state health benefits, the total premium would be $843,000 for the year. The column to the right is the HIF, the proposed, which is a savings of over $200,000. That cost would be $633,000. We knew we had to do something for the employees and for Lopatcong. So your second sheet, which is really important to all the employees. You see the total cost with the HIP would be $718,000. There's two plans. There would be your normal NJ10 and then the 2035, which is, some of us switched to that this year, and it involves the difference card. It was even additional savings. So those plans will be offered. If we stayed in there, I showed you the cost, what that would be, $843,000. So moving to that, it's a savings for next year of $125,000. Now your next two columns is the percentage, which we need a vote on the council on the percentage to the employees. So the column 15, 18, and 20% to pay toward the cost, which this year with the HIP is like 3%, but prior years it's been 20%. It's been exorbitant. Some of the employees are paying $13,000, $14,000. Yeah, to contribute to the cost. So we're hoping that the council would entertain the 15%. With the savings, switching, it would not be that much of an increase to the township.
Great. Anybody have any questions for Kim?
It would be an increase, huh?
It would be a slight increase.
Now, where did the savings you say come, 125 or something?
That is, with us making the move out of state health benefits to the new HIP.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
And if we didn't, it would cost us 800 and...
Yes.
843,000.
Mm-hmm. And some too, we have cost savings where employees have opted out. And because of the high cost, some of those, especially this year, I think we had 3 or 4. So, additional.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And did you say you had a number for what it would cost us, about estimate?
If
We took the 15?
it would be 610,000. And then with the offset for the sewer utility, it would be 575. So I tell you. I can tell you what we budgeted this year. Our cost is going to be 676,000. So it's even a savings, even with entertaining the 15%.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we can fund this, we could do it?
Yes.
Guys, any questions? Rich?
No.
I just feel that the employees would really appreciate this since they've been paying quite a bit. And making this move saves township money and the employees' money.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's no longer based off their salary anymore.
No, it's based off the premium. And as we age out, or you move from family to married or whatever, which some of us are doing now, the old timers anyway.
Yeah. All right. So we need a motion for this?
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion that we move to this at the 15% premium.
Second.
Thank you.
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Wright?
Yes.
Thank you
Save
so
them money.
much.
All right, thank you, Kim, for all
I'll
the
make
work.
sure that the employees know.
Thank you. Pretty. Okay, consent agenda. Have a motion second for items 1 through 10. I'll make the first motion.
Motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Ray?
Yes. Okay, announcement, tentative leaf pickup schedule, check the website, and for more details, and I'll let you know what's going on. And council reports, Rich? Scott?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the fellow councilmen who helped us with the elections. Go out there and put up signs and hand out things, especially Jim Polito, who did a lot of work on his own walking around the township. And my wife, obviously.
Okay. Jim?
I would like to thank the residents of Lopatcong for their support. I look forward to serving the community for another 3 years and working with you gentlemen. I'm glad I took the opportunity. So is my podiatrist with all the bills he sent me for walking. No, just kidding. Got to meet a lot of people and hear their concerns. One concern that really brought to my attention is the vehicle speeding on streets across streets like Stonehenge, Charles, and also Liberty Road. I'd like to look into the possibility of putting stop signs there to control the speeding and more patrol. Work with Jason on that. That's all for now. Thank you.
Okay, I want to congratulate you guys for winning the election. It's an honor to work with you. Everything I have is after last month's meeting, I don't know, a week later or something, we did hear that we lost the NFI lawsuit for the warehouse on strikers. This council contacted the attorneys, and we immediately are putting in, I don't know if Mike told you, immediately putting in an appeal on that, and we'll try to fight that. I don't know if you have any information on that.
I don't have any, Rich, I did speak with Mike, and we're sending it to the litigation department to appeal.
Cool. So we're going to fight that nonstop. And I think that's about all I have. So, engineers report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. To give everyone an update, this evening we discussed, on the old business, there was the award of the Sallyport project, which has been in progress since probably 2018, if not before that. But certainly, it's been awarded this evening, and I will be working with the contractor to process the award. And they've indicated they intend to, as soon as we get all the contractual paperwork processed, mid to late this month, begin the work with the hope of getting the majority of the work done before the end of the year. And then we'll be working with them to finalize the project to get that up and running for the police department. The park improvements project that has gone out to bid. Bids will be opened on Tuesday, December 2nd. So looking forward to that with the new pool and the other park facilities that are going to be constructed. The pickleball courts construction is now complete. The contractors left the courts closed the last time I had spoken with him. He was concerned about the lawn areas around, not having been fully grown in and preventing tracking of soil onto the fresh court surface that was just installed. The walkways that are intended for that project are going to be installed for the facility are going to be installed as part of the pool project. So I'll be confirming with the contractor whether we can open it if he's comfortable opening it up, and then the courts will be open here at the end of the year. Stonehenge Drive improvements, the project has been awarded. We've had the pre-construction meeting, done all the required NJDOT approvals, and the contractor is planning to start that work in the next week or two, with the goal of completing the project before the Thanksgiving holiday. So we should have some movement on that in the next week or two, and we'll provide notice to all the residents, certainly. Sort of the other project that's coming up here at the end of the year is the completion of the South 5th Street curb improvements. We had a pre-construction meeting with the contractor a few weeks ago, and they are also looking at sort of one of their end-of-the-year projects, sort of closer to the end of the month, getting that done. It's like a couple-day job for them. It's a quick job for them to complete. And then finally, the Fox Farm road, storm damage repairs. We're scoping the work for permitting and design and getting that before the council for approval so that we can get the DEP permits filed and get that scheduled, into DEP for approval and then for construction, hopefully in the spring. That's all I have right now.
Question, Baltimore, all the work they're doing there, are they going to repave that for us? Or
Yes.
They are going to?
Yeah, it's going to be a half-width repave for the main work and any of the tie-ins that they did to the other streets in Morris Park. They'll have to do a half-width mill and pave, which is what is part of the ordinance.
Right.
So, Jim, do you have a question?
Just about, while I was campaigning, a lot of people asked about paving, and
Yeah.
I'd like to get some more streets on the list. I'll talk to you.
Oh, sure, of course.
Okay. Police report, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. First, I'd like to thank your mayor and council for your persistence in pushing for the Sallyport. And we finally made the final push, and it looks like it's going to happen. So I appreciate that. It's going to be beneficial to the safety of all the officers downstairs. So thank you very much. Adam, thank you for your work as well. So we look forward to getting the project going and completed. Our traffic report for the month of October, we had a total of 347 motor vehicle stops with 52% of drivers that were stopped issued citations, and 31% of those issued citations went to commercial motor vehicles, overweight motor vehicles. So the effort still continues. Just an announcement, the police department will be participating in No Shave November this coming month. Guys always look forward to it, to grow out their facial hair a little bit, but it's most beneficial to one of our local families, the Marino family. We just lost Detective Sergeant Brett Marino to cancer, and this benefit will be to his family. So we look forward to helping them out. And lastly, I'd just like to congratulate Lieutenant LaFord. We look forward to your continued work in the police department, and congratulations. It's well-deserved. We look forward to your leadership. And that is my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Chief, want to thank you. Part of the Sheriff's Department, been working with your guys, 2 Saturdays ago?
Yeah.
I believe it was. We did a truck detail on 519 Belvedere Road. Stopped a few trucks one Saturday morning, so the Sheriff's Department down here helping out, and we only got 6 or 7, but they were stopped on a Saturday, so.
Yeah, we're glad to partner up with them.
Yeah, so it was a good day. Thank you very much.
And I guess I will speak to Council President, and we'll get that figured out.
Okay. And do you know if any of the traffic tickets that were, the citations were on Liberty Road?
That's something I'd have to research and let you know.
Okay.
So we can talk about it though.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, fire chief's not here, but he did give a report. Year to date, there was 206 incidents that the department was dispatched for. Top category of incidents were 54 alarm activations. This time last year, they had 187, so they are up. So that's what he left us. EMS report. Anybody from EMS here? Seeing none. Shade Tree. Robin, you have anything?
Hi, good evening. First of all, I apologize for not being here the last few meetings as I've been traveling for work. Thank you very much for, one of the consent agenda items was to approve the purchase order for planting trees on Powderhorn. So we worked hard at canvassing the residents on Powderhorn to get approval to replant trees in front of their home. Of the 20-some houses that were impacted, we got 11 responses and 3 people that were eligible essentially for 2 trees to be planted because we took down at least 2 trees in front of their home. So that's going to proceed now, and we're going to be able to start putting the trees down. We allowed the residents to choose from half a dozen different tree species. People asked, where's the maples? I said, there are no maples because we're not planting maples anymore on Lopatcong streets. So that's going to start proceeding. We've already put in the call before you dig order. So hopefully you'll see trees again on Powderhorn before Thanksgiving. And going to start working with the green team over at the middle school. We're going to start working, we're going to start working together on, several years ago, we had a rain garden put in with Rutgers support. And last year I completed my Green Infrastructure Champion training on rain gardens. So I'd like to bring that into the community. And the Shade Tree Commission is going to work with the middle school green team to rehabilitate it and bring it back. And hopefully we can do the same in the park when that happens. We'll prove our good work.
Sounds good.
So that's what we're working on.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Okay, approve department reports. Motion second?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of bills. The motion is second, please.
Motion.
Second.
All right, roll call vote?
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McLean?
Yes.
Council President Polito?
Yes.
Mayor Ryan?
Yes. Okay, public comment. Brian?
I needed to come up earlier because I got something
Skip them, Mr. Mayor. Skip them. Oh, I skipped them before, I'm sorry. And Brian? I did.
Yeah, just real quick, the report basically is, leaves, and we paved the alley that we talked about last time, that's all paved, all right? We did our upper parking lot, the parking lot was paved, and then we came in and redid all the other stuff around and made it safe, all right, different things in that fashion. So really what it amounts to is everybody put the leaves out, all right, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. So that's kind of what's going on there. The other thing that I need to talk about is we're having a hard time with the companies that do the HVAC work for the buildings. All right, there's more units in this building than you think. All right, there's somewhere in the vicinity of like 12, 13 units that we take care of. All right, so when you call a company up, they don't just jump. We are not at a commercial level of units. We are at a residential level of units. So the big boys don't want to bother with us. All right. Dieter Brothers has been there for us. Every tech out there, every company out there, to the best of my ability, and the ones I've talked to, and I've talked to 7 different companies, all right, are struggling for techs right now. They cannot find them. And what I got told was, do not walk away from the guy you have. You might not find another one. All right, I personally went up to Suburban because I worked there, and they told me the exact same thing right to my face. All right, so that being said, Dieter Brothers gave me a quote, and they're the only one that gave me a quote. All right, they take care of it now, but to take care of the squad building here, the firehouse is, and our side and everything, is $5,144. I do have the money in the budget for that, so it's not, it just needs to be a contract signed, all right, by the mayor, all right, and different things. The way it works is it pays by installments, $1,286 every quarter, all right, and then they're on call, they come out, they fix things, they do whatever we need to do, and then we get a difference from 10% off for parts and right around in that fashion. They get paid for double time, time and a half, all that stuff. All right, at their level. The agreement is for 1 year, but it has a thing in here that the annual agreement shall continue in effect for year after year unless either party gives written notice to the other of intention not to renew 30 days before the annual date. I looked at that, I studied that for a little bit, and that's why I made my calls around and talk to the right people. I think that's a good thing because they can't walk away from us unless they give us 30 days. All right. I talked to Kim. She said it meets standard. To talk to you, Beth, that meets standard. A little bit of different things with Dieter Brothers, but overall they're pretty good for us. All right, so I'd like you, Mayor, to take this, and if it's your wishes to sign off on it. All right, I'll give it to Beth or whatever. All right, but I wanted to present it in front of the board. So, all right. All right.
Okay.
What's that?
Well, yeah, I would just say, if you want to approve it, just approve it subject to attorney review.
All right, I'll make that motion to do that. Wait a second.
Second.
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQuaid?
Yes.
Council President Leo?
Yes.
Mayor Ray?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I'll give it to Beth.
Sorry for getting you. All right, public comment. Yes, sir.
Good evening and congratulations to Buddy who's elected back. I'm here to request.
Can you give your name and your address, please?
Yes, I'm Sam Joseph.
37 Hayes.
Correct, correct. Yeah, I had presented myself last time for relief for my fencing, and Mr. Adam, the engineer, had been in my property and has made his recommendation. Just I want to talk on this council meeting to see if I can get the relief.
Okay. Sure.
So I can give some background.
Okay.
We didn't really talk about it last month. I didn't get the background. I didn't visit Mr. Joseph's property, but now I have. So just to give the council some background on it, back in June of this year, Mr. Joseph had filed an application for a fence for his backyard on his property at 37 Hayes Way, with the intention of fencing in the backyard with a 6-foot-high privacy fence. Paul Sturbins, was serving as the zoning officer at the time and reviewing the zoning permit against the ordinance. It happens that there's a 20-foot wide drainage easement on Mr. Joseph's property that includes some stormwater infrastructure, catch basin, and some piping. And strictly, per the ordinance, you're not permitted to construct a fence in a drainage easement if there is stormwater infrastructure underground. And in this case, there is. So the zoning permit that was filed in June was denied at the time, with the potential for Mr. Joseph to come before the council for relief from that. And so I visited the site last week, the property last week, met with Mr. Joseph, reviewed his backyard and the adjoining neighbors' backyards. I also spoke to Brian Weeks about the conditions on the property. And strictly speaking, with the strict interpretation of the ordinance would indicate that the fence wouldn't be installed, which is why the zoning permit was denied. However, the surrounding properties on Hayes Way and generally in the vicinity of this neighborhood, there are a lot of properties that have fencing, that have sheds, that have other facilities in the backyard, in the drainage easements. And the primary concern is that there wouldn't be access to either clean or maintain the pipes that are there or replace the pipes that are there should there be some issue that would impede stormwater getting into the basins. So I did explain that to Mr. Joseph, and that initially that was why the zoning permit was denied. Speaking with Brian, in terms of his concerns about access for maintenance, certainly he can speak to that. He's here tonight, and explaining to Mr. Joseph that should the council be willing to grant sort of relief from this denial and allow him to construct a fence in his backyard, certainly for his family's use, that maintenance access would have to be maintained. There would be, he would have to plan the work, installation of the fence not to impede runoff through the property and ensure that, should Brian need to go back there, something gets clogged, something gets obstructed, or it's concrete pipe. We would hope concrete pipe wouldn't collapse, but in 20 years maybe something needs to be replaced. Access would have to be maintained, and certainly as part of any appeal or relief from this zoning denial, he would have to agree that any work that the township would do, sort of the repair or the replacement of the fence that might impede work, would be on the property owner himself and his family to replace the fence should that happen. And then just as an aside, it wasn't initially shown in the zoning permit, but certainly saw that the prior homeowner, prior to to Mr. Joseph, had installed a shed in the drainage easement as well, just off of the catch basin that's there. There's a shed there now that's been there for many years. And I don't believe there's been any issue. Certainly Brian could speak to it as well if there has been any issues in that, in that area, in that drainage easement. I don't believe there have been, speaking with Brian previously on this issue. So that's sort of some background. Certainly if you have questions for myself or Mr. Joseph or Brian, we welcome any questions.
What do you recommend?
I can't see a negative, certainly if Mr. Joseph understands the conditions that I've sort of outlined and he and I have discussed, I can't see a negative from it being, allows him full use of his backyard with young children. Certainly I understand his concern coming from the same place. And, in terms of the drainage easement, many times drainage easements are split down the middle between two property owners. In this case, along Hayes Way, the drainage easement is fully on his property. So should he install the fence outside of the drainage easement, he'd have a 5-foot basically backyard behind his deck, which isn't really anything. So instead of a 25-foot backyard, which already is not a very deep backyard fenced space, he'd have a 5-foot fenced space, which is really not functional at that point.
It's not ideal. We could certainly work with drafting an agreement where there's consent for the township to, if needed, remove the fence. And as Adam said, at his cost, he'd have to reinstall it. But that's an emergency situation.
Right.
Yeah.
You have a problem with this?
No, I was completely in acceptance with this because I'm also making the fence in such a way that it should be able to be removed at any time it needs to be.
So could we approve it tonight and then with your?
Yeah, exactly. So, same thing. You can approve it subject to an agreement entered into with the resident.
Sound good?
Thank you.
Brian, you have any problems?
Yeah, well, not a problem, just need to know one thing. I need to know how open your gate is, how big it is.
I don't have the measurement, but I can share it with you.
Okay, I'll share it through, wherever you want to do that. And with it, because I gotta be able to get.
Yeah, I have a big
certain
mowing
things
machine
through
that I
there.
have to ride through, so it has that big space.
Okay, yeah, but I was okay with it, I was out there looking at it with you.
Yeah, we sort of talked about like probably 8 or 10 foot opening.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking for.
Right.
All right.
And Brian, if you want to send that information over to me, I can put it in the agreement.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'll make a motion that we take care of this.
Second.
Or vocal?
Councilman Marinelli?
Yes.
Councilman McQueen?
Yes.
Council President Pliego?
Yes.
Mayor Ray?
Yes. All right, sir.
Thank you.
We'll take care of you. Thank you. All right, anyone else? Don? Sure. Judy, whichever, it don't matter.
Liptak, 47 Kyle. Good evening. The views and experience I'm about to share are solely my own and do not represent any organization or any other person. My comments this evening concern 2 recent public safety issues and related directly to the vital see something, say something principle. As solicitation within our neighborhoods continue to be problematic. I'm raising concern about 2 separate incidents of solicitation at my residence, where permits were requested but not produced. Police were notified in both cases. In both incidences, individuals failed to produce a valid permit. My husband and I immediately contacted the police department. In the most recent incident, police did stop the individuals. However, there was no follow-up provided regarding whether or not these sales were legitimate or if there was a valid permit eventually produced. Another concern involves individuals taking photographs of homes and properties in my neighborhood on 2 separate occasions. One on a Sunday evening and another during the workday during the week. Several residents called the police. We were reportedly told that the individual was a gas company subcontractor, not the Elizabethtown one that's working now. He was photographing the area, each individual house going on properties. He said the gas company was planning to rip up all of Lopatcong, his words. He was going to rip up all the streets in Lopatcong, and he was there taking photographs. The only identification he had was a yellow, shirt. This information was never publicly confirmed by the township, so we assumed it was not legitimate. So we ask, are the gas line replacement projects and subsequent road digging throughout Lopatcong confirmed? Is the town aware of this gas company contracts that involve individuals photographing our homes and our properties? Are these two incidents legitimate contractors? Does the borough know this? If this project and the associated photography are confirmed, I respectfully ask the town to issue a public statement to all residents. Confirm the scope and timing of these gas line replacement projects. Inform residents that contractors are indeed authorized to be on our or near our properties and permitted to photograph our homes. Can the council address what follow-up protocols are in place for confirmed reports of unpermitted solicitation and how residents can be informed of the outcomes to ensure our public safety? Thank you for your time and attention in these important neighborhood safety and communication issues.
Chief, do we know anything about this, Chief? Or, I hate to put you on the spot, but
The solicitation call, but I could certainly look into it.
Right, there's two recently. I called one and my husband called. The second one and my husband called. He asked for the permit and the guy kind of swore at him and said, we don't need that. We did see the police come and they did have them pulled over. We just never know if it's legit or, and how do we alert the public?
I know there was at least two people that were issued citations for solicitation.
Okay.
In the past week or two, so I'm not sure when
Okay.
the incident was, but I could
Probably, the second one is probably about 2-3 weeks ago, yes.
I can get that information from you and look into it.
Sure.
I know exactly
Okay.
what happened.
Most alarmingly, though, is the guy with the vest going through, taking pictures of properties. It's very disturbing and unnerving when you have a stranger in your neighborhood stopping and taking pictures of people's properties and then going up, almost onto their properties. I think one occasion they did. And one was like a Sunday evening at like 7:30 at night.
Weird.
It's very weird, very unnerving. And then the police did come. We did see the police come. The second one, the gentleman, it was like while everyone was at work. And, that's alarming. Are they casing the neighborhoods? I don't know. Taking, again, photographs of our homes. And we called. But we haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking, is there a project going on? Are we going to be digging up all the roads in Lopat? Because if we're paving
I know. we're
Stonehenge, I
pretty-
hope to
yeah.
God that's not the case,
Right.
So
Well, Chief, if you would get back to her, I'd really appreciate it, so we know what's going on.
whatever you need. Okay.
Great. All right, thank you. Done.
Donna Schneider, 26 Meadowview. I just want to also comment on that. There's a couple of guys that come around in blue shirts and a hat, and they do the same shtick every time they come. They point to another person's house in my neighborhood and they use their name and say, "Oh, the so-and-sos, I'm doing work on their house," and trying to get an in. I do ask for a permit. He shows me something. I'm like, that's not a permit. And he said, "Oh, it's in my boss's car. I'll go get it." But the last time I did call the police, because it's like the third time this guy's been at my house, and they did come. So I don't know if you know who that guy is, but he's all over. People are posting on social media, the same guys in the same blue jackets and hats.
Okay.
So, yeah, but they did come, so thank you for that. Another issue is, I know it's been brought up a lot in meetings, and we never really get any resolution to it. Do we know how much money the town takes in from Pilot?
For the one warehouse on 22?
Anything that's Pilot. I don't even know what's Pilot and what's not.
We have 3 pilots, Planet Village, the warehouse on 22, and the mall, which hasn't even started yet.
Right.
I don't have a figure off the top of my head.
Okay. Can Kim get that for us? Okay. I'm just wondering because, going over, and then the last time with the whole school issue and telling everyone that the taxes in the town are so high because the school tax is causing everyone's taxes to be high. It's just kind of, it's unnerving because it's not just the school, and the school is educating our children. And if we are taking in money we are not passing any of it to the schools, is that correct?
Are we giving them?
Any pilot money?
No.
We're not giving them any pilot money. And when we asked, Councilman Belcaro said because the schools aren't doing that well, why should we reward them with money? So I don't know where you stand and where this council stands on trying to share the wealth and give the schools some of that money to offset all the things, the great things that Israel said are happening in the school, because without money, they can't have that.
We
So,
understand that.
So I'm just wondering if this council will look into possibly giving some pilot money to the schools.
All right, thank you.
Okay, and one more question.
Yep.
How come the strawberry plant never puts a sign on there? If they painted it and they never advertised who they are, it's just a blank sign. I know it's not an ordinance, you don't have to have a sign, correct?
Yeah, there's nothing.
Okay, just wondering why,
I have
that's
no
like the
idea.
only business that doesn't have a sign. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
No reasons. Okay, thank
Give
you.
them a call. I don't know. All right, anyone else? Okay, seeing none, motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Second. All in favor? Thank you for coming out, everyone.